Choosing between a French Bulldog and a Boston Terrier looks easy. It isn't. Similar in size, the same flat face, and at first glance, they seem like the same dog. Completely different rhythm, and completely different realities once you're actually living with one. Let's start with temperament. French Bulldogs are calm, grounded, and deeply companion-oriented. They don't chase stimulation. They settle into your space and stay there. Most of the time, they're content just being near you, without needing constant interaction. Boston Terriers are different. They're alert, quick to engage, and noticeably more active. Not intense, not overwhelming, but present. They respond faster, move more, and tend to stay mentally on for longer stretches throughout the day. One leans toward stillness, the other toward movement. Now consider daily routine. A French Bulldog fits easily into a slower rhythm. 2 short walks a day is genuinely enough. Long periods of rest are normal. If your day is quiet or predictable, they adapt without friction. A Boston Terrier expects a bit more. They look for real activity, not just a quick outing, but brief play and small moments of engagement throughout the day. This doesn't make one better. It makes one more demanding of your attention. There's also the question of separation. French Bulldogs bond intensely, which makes them more prone to separation anxiety. If you work outside the home for long hours without support, a Frenchie will struggle. A Boston will feel it too, just with less intensity. Now let's talk about trainability. Boston Terriers tend to be more responsive. They pick up patterns faster, react more quickly to cues, and engage well in structured training sessions. French Bulldogs can learn, but on their own terms. They're not disobedient. They're selective. If the motivation isn't clear, they simply disengage. Training works best when it stays light, consistent, and reward-driven. Then there's the question most people underestimate: heat and physical limits. Both breeds are brachycephalic. Their compressed airways restrict breathing more than in longer-nosed dogs. This isn't a minor quirk. It affects how much they can safely do, and in what conditions. French Bulldogs are more affected. They struggle more with heat, tire more quickly, and need stricter limits during warmer months. Without reliable cooling at home, this stops being a comfort issue and becomes a health risk. Boston Terriers still require attention here, but they're lighter, more agile, and generally handle mild activity a little better within the same limitation. If you live somewhere with real heat and unreliable cooling, that difference is worth taking seriously. And then there's the way they live around you day to day. French Bulldogs stay close. They follow your presence quietly, there when you look down, almost unnoticed until you do. It's a subtle kind of companionship. Quiet, but consistent. Boston Terriers are more expressive. They engage, react, and often initiate. If you enjoy a dog that feels more involved throughout the day, that difference becomes clear very quickly. Both are excellent with kids and generally do well with other pets. Frenchies can be mildly territorial with dogs of the same sex, worth knowing if you already have a dog at home. Finally, health and long-term costs. This is where the decision gets real. French Bulldogs are a breed with a body that wasn't entirely built for longevity. Their flat face, as charming as it is, means restricted airways that sometimes require surgical correction. Skin infections in the facial folds, hip problems, and joint issues are all part of the picture. None of it is inevitable, but none of it is rare. That compact tail can be linked to underlying spinal irregularities. In most cases, it never becomes a serious issue, but in some dogs, it can lead to discomfort or mobility problems later on. And the purchase price is already high before any of that enters the picture. You're committing to a dog that may need more from you, medically and financially, than most. Boston Terriers aren't free of concerns. Their prominent eyes are vulnerable to injury, corneal ulcers, and cataracts. Patellar luxation, a kneecap that slips out of place, is also common. But overall, their lifetime medical costs tend to run lower than a Frenchie. Pet insurance is worth considering for both, especially if you want to avoid unexpected costs. So, what does all this mean in practice? If you prefer a calmer presence, work from home, and are prepared for higher health costs, the French Bulldog makes sense. If you want something more responsive and engaged, spend more time out of the house, and prefer lower long-term costs, the Boston Terrier is usually the better fit. They may share a similar silhouette, but they do not share the same life.